What happens when you come across someone or something you'd prefer not to meet?
I gotta get out of here! Help me!
Tonight, we're exploring some of the most unsettling encounters that have ever been documented. Watching these videos will make you reconsider going into the woods by yourself. Stay tuned to find out what happens in the last clip, for it's truly disturbing. I see you. If you hear another voice call out to you from the darkness of an isolated forest, what would you do? Would you run away or go to confront it? Whatever the answer, this video will have you immediately reconsider any future camping plans. The video begins with the uploader on another one of his solo camping excursions. For whatever reason, he loves to camp alone, and often. He says his favorite kind of forest is something that looks like it came right out of the Blair Witch Project, though it's hard to imagine why. The forest he's currently in is apparently one of his favorites, as he's never encountered another human before. Right as he's preparing to return to his campsite, he hears something that not he nor you will soon forget.
Oh, hi.
Though he shines his light to look for the person that belongs to that terrifying voice, he cannot find anyone.
I need to get out of here. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. That was creepy.
The video ends there, and while the user has uploaded a few videos since, it's clear he hasn't been back to his favorite forest in quite some time. Gasoline Man. There's no telling what kind of people you'll meet when you're all alone in the woods. What can be such a peaceful and restorative pastime can turn into something so vile, so incredibly sinister in a matter of just seconds. And that's exactly what happens in this video. It begins simple enough. A man is ready to embark on a solo walk through the forest. It's daytime, the weather is nice, and it's a beautiful forest. This guy is really familiar with these woods, but the video begins to get terrifying almost immediately. Because as the man is beginning to record his camping intentions, you can see another man behind him, keeping a very close watch. The man doesn't notice the other man, walks deeper and deeper into the woods, still excited about the day's plans. It isn't until later when he notices that he is indeed being followed.
This is really freaking me out. Somebody is actually following me.
The man follows him for a while, keeping his distance. He decides to walk further into the forest and try to hide from the man.
Where'd he go? No, I'm gonna hide.
It's there. He waits until the man walks right behind his hiding spot, seemingly unaware that the other man is hiding there. He begins to believe that he's just a harmless old man, so he keeps on walking. He makes his way further to the campsite, attempting to stop and call his friend. As he's making the call, the man creeps behind him with a can of gasoline.
Jesus, hell. Oh. No.
About to set him on fire, the man is nondescript and it's hard to see his face, but he pushes the man to the ground and hits him a few times with the torch. Unfortunately, that's where the video ends. There's no other videos from this creator that we could find, so it's hard to tell what happened next exactly. Was this just a simple prank, or was it something more dastardly? Lonely Lady. The following video contains actual paranormal footage that some may find a little unsettling. So please, do yourself a favor, don't watch this one in the dark. The video begins with a popular paranormal investigator determined to seek out a local legend called the Lady in White. It is said that she haunts the forest grounds, searching for her lost lover, who never returned from war. As he is gearing up for bedtime, that's when things begin to get strange. He first begins to hear someone humming or singing, it's hard to tell.
Hello?
The longer the noise occurs, the more it sounds like a crying woman. He asks whoever is there to show themselves, but no one comes comes forward. First, the man thinks it's a prank, but upon flashing a light ahead, he briefly captures what looks like a long white silhouette, likely of the lady in white, though it's hard to tell what's a tree and what isn't. Eventually, the crying stops and the man settles back into camp, but as soon as he gets comfortable, the moaning returns, and this time it's louder and much closer than before. This is when the man decides to call his camping trip quits, and then on a whim begins to sound like high-pitched whistling, a really eerie. As he shines a light on the trees ahead, he sees a pair of glowing eyes, carefully keeping watch on him. As soon as the man notices the creature dips fast. What do you think is going on here? Did this man actually happen upon the lady in white, or did he manage to capture something more explainable? As always, you be the judge. Pale arm. Ever get the feeling that there's something off in the distance, doing nothing but watching you and your every moment? There's something about this next clip that'll make you think twice about being watched, that's for sure. The following video is from a popular TikTok camper who often reviews various different kinds of camping gear and equipment. While visiting a new campground, the TikToker is testing out recently purchased floodlights for his campsite. Just as he's showing his audience the brightness of the lights, while turning the lights off and on, he captures what looks to be a pale, almost gray arm reaching around the trunk of a nearby tree. It appears and then quickly disappears, and nothing can be seen escaping the frame. TikToker was filming in Appalachia, and according to Appalachian lore, this would be considered what's called a hide-behind. Viewers told him to never return to that place, and if he did, it would be wise to keep himself within a salt circle and brandishing a piece of iron, which is supposed to ward off any lingering hide-behinds. Luckily, he heeded their wise advice and did not return. Was this the famous hide-behind? Finally caught on camera, you decide. Voodoo curse. New Orleans is considered a hotbed of paranormal activity, and for good reason. The state's long and spiritual history is rife with voodoo, witch doctors, possessions, and the like. And finding yourself deep in the middle of a Louisiana bayou in the darkest of the night is essentially asking for something terrible to happen. And to be honest, terrible doesn't even begin to describe what occurs here, so be warned. What happens in this next clip is extremely graphic and not for the faint at heart. Now, with that being said, the paranormal investigators in this video are on a very particular mission. A mission to speak to the one and only Marie Laveau, the queen of voodoo. She has a reputation for cursing and hexing people, even long after she died in the late 1800s. Now, Laveau is mostly known for her contributions to witchcraft and herbalism, and carries a lasting legacy that draws millions into New Orleans from all over the world. The team of paranormal investigators are informed that the shrine to Laveau, located in the middle of an alligator-infested bayou, is the place where most make contact with her spirit. The shrine in question is laced with cigars, candy, and other items, all left in hopes that Laveau grants them their wish. The group decides to make the trek to the faraway bayou, though they are warned by locals to be respectful of the shrine and not offend the spirit of Laveau. They decide to spend the night, bringing along a camping tent and other equipment, hoping to make contact. They attempt many different ways to talk to Laveau.
Marie, now's your time.
Talk to us, Marie.
What about this doll? How do you feel about this? Oh, you hear that?
Heard something.
All of which result in strange phenomena, terrifying whispers, breaking branches, and shadows haunt the campground.
I'll grab the spotlight, but like, I'm not comfortable being right next to whatever the is moving.
Upon waking, one of the members claims to feel extremely ill.
I'm gonna take a picture and show you. Where? Hold on. There's another one over here.
Feeling as though he's on the brink of death, he becomes increasingly nauseous, enough to vomit up yesterday's dinner. But when he does, an inexplicable black vomit comes forth, as it is very black and unnatural in color. The man is horrified, and so are his peers. As they attempt to comfort him as he continues to vomit, the group decides to head back, leave Louisiana for good.
We had to row 3 miles through alligator-infested waters just to get back to the vehicle.
while I felt like I was dying.
Would you risk asking Marie Laveau to grant your wish, or would you leave well enough alone?